Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, your Stampin' Chick, here with another week of Mystery Stampin'. And I am so excited to be here with y'all today. We're going to have a great time. I have a fabulous project here that I think y'all are just going to love. And when you come on in, be sure to say hello. Let me know that you're here. And we'll get started real soon, okay? We'll give folks just a minute to come in, and then we will get started. Oh, man, I am so excited about this project, y'all. It is so pretty. It is such a pretty card. Okay, so I see some folks are coming in. Be sure you say hello when you're settled in. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And for those who have come back again this week, thank you so much. This is a lot of fun. We have a great time, and hopefully I don't have the interruptions that I had last week. I had a little bit of trouble, but I think I've got it taken care of. I hope I do. So, all right, say hello if you would. Let me know who's in here. Thank you for coming by. Hello, hello. We're going to be doing some mystery stamping this evening. So what you're seeing here on the screen right now is the supply list. This is stuff that you're going to need to do the project that we're doing this evening. If you've never done stamping, mystery stamping before, you're going to need all of the supplies listed on this paper to complete the project. And it has the cardstock and the dimensions, and if there's any scoring, it tells you that too. We'll go over all of those things here in just a moment. Hey there, Miss Julie. How are ya? Thanks so much for coming in. Sometimes Facebook doesn't let me see folks that are coming in, so if I don't say hello, it's because I don't see you. So be sure that you're saying hello when you come in so I know you're here. And so the supply list that you're going to need for this week's project is a piece of colored cardstock that measures 5.5 by 4.25. Now you'll recognize that. That's the size of a standard A2 card. So what we're looking at is one panel, one piece of 5.5 by 4.25. Okay, so that's basically a card front. And then a strip of cardstock measuring 2.5 by 8.5 inches, scored at 2 inches and 4.25 inches on the long side. You'll need a scrap of colored cardstock to use for the background layer of a large sentiment or image piece. You're going to need some Whisper White or Very Vanilla. One of the pieces needs to be 2 3/8 of an inch by 4 1/8 of an inch. And then you'll need a scrap for a small sentiment or image and a scrap for a larger sentiment or image. And then you're going to need some designer series paper. You'll need 2 pieces cut at 1 3/8 by 4 1/8. You'll need 1 piece cut at 2 3/8 by 2 1/8. And then 1 piece cut at 2 3/8 by 1 7/8. And then you're going to need ribbon embellishments, bling, whatever you want to put on your project. And of course your stamps and, boy, I've got ink on me. Stamps and punches or dies that you want to use for your sentiment or image pieces. Of course, your ink and coloring tools if you're going to need them, and your adhesives. Now, I will tell you, whatever adhesive you like to use to assemble cards, for example, is the adhesive that you're going to use the most of. However, you are going to need at least some Stampin' Dimensionals or mini dimensionals as well for the little piece on the project. So I'll leave it at that. I want to keep it a mystery, but you will need a little bit of something foam strip or Stampin' Dimensionals, mini dimensionals, whatever. Something with double-sided and a little bit of dimension, okay? Alright, so I'll give it just another second to make sure that everybody's got their supplies together, and we will get started with clue number 2. Woo woo! Goodness. I'm telling you, we have honeysuckle that grows all the way around our entire property. And I love it. It's beautiful and it smells so good. It's so sweet. But boy, oh boy, does it make my allergies go berserk. So, I have my handy dandy drink over here to hopefully keep me from getting crazy. And if you have a drink of choice nearby, grab it up and keep it close, and we're gonna hang out, have a good time, do some paper crafting, and yeah. Alright. So if you've never done mystery stamping before, the supply list is here. You've got your supplies together, and I'm going to go through the project one clue at a time. Each clue is going to give you another step or instruction for the project we're doing this evening. And when you complete that clue, you'll want to type done in the comments. That way I can see when it's okay to move on to the next clue. So this is an interactive Facebook Live, so I hope that y'all are ready to engage and say hello. And feel free to talk amongst yourselves. If you have ideas about what you think the project is going to look like or whatever, feel free to leave the comments in there. It'd be great. It's always wonderful to see what everyone thinks we're doing, and then to see how close you are at the end of the event. So feel free to chat amongst yourselves and interact with me. I can see the comments, and I love to interact with you guys. So alrighty then, I think that pretty well covers all of the housekeeping that we need to do before we really get going. Are y'all ready to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Clue number 2. Alright, here we go, friends. Clue number 2. You're going to take that 2.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock that is already scored, and you'll fold it in half and burnish. Now, that should already be a score mark at 4 1/4. So you'll go ahead and fold it in half and burnish it down. Then you're going to attach the white or vanilla layer, which is that 2 3/8 by 4 1/8 inch panel. You're going to attach that to the bigger section of that piece. So when you have that clue done, go ahead and type done in the comments. And when I start seeing the done come through, I will switch to clue number 3. Do, do, do. We went for a little drive. I got rid of the sounds. Sorry about that. There we go. Naturally, as soon as I think that I have it taken care of, I don't. I'm so sorry about that. I love that little song, though. That's my daughter calling. All right, how are we doing with clue number 2? Okay. So we're going to put that white or vanilla layer to the biggest section of that 2.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock as it's folded. So when you're looking at it folded, you'll see that one section is 2.5 by 4 1/4 inch, and that's where you're going to put that 2 3/8 by 4 1/8 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, or Very Vanilla cardstock. All right. Okay. All right, that was a quick one, so I think I'm going to go ahead and move to clue number 3. So we'll get that one out of the way. And clue number 3 says to attach both strips of the 1 3/8 by 4 1/8 designer series paper to the front of that 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece of cardstock. Alright, so attach both of those little 1 3/8 by 4 1/8 inch strips of designer series paper to the front of your 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch cardstock. And when you have that finished, type done in the comments. Okay. I can't wait for y'all to see this project. I'm sure that everyone's projects are going to be absolutely beautiful. I love this layout. This design was very pretty. I think that it would make a great project for pretty much any theme too. It's easily adaptable and very versatile for any kind of occasion that you could need a card for. It's something a little different and unique, so that's always nice and fun. Alright, remember when you finish this step, type done in the comments so that I can move on to clue number 4. Now you can attach those strips to the front of your card base anywhere you'd like them to go. This is the fun of mystery stamping, is the clues are simple but a little vague, so they can leave a bit of room for interpretation, and therefore leaving it open to all sorts of fabulous designs, which is wonderful. It's one of the things that I love about mystery stamping. So where I put my panels may or may not be the same place that you've put yours. Alright, how are we doing, friends? When you're finished, if you'll type done in the comments so that I can see you're finished, I'll move on to the next clue, which is clue number 4. Julie says done, maybe. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. Julie always does a great job. Alright. Okay, so both strips of 1 3/8 by 4 1/8 inch should be attached to that 5.5 by 4.25 inch piece of cardstock, and we will go ahead and move on to clue number 4. If you're just tuning in, you can always catch the replay. Once the video is done running through, it will save to Facebook. So you'll be able to watch it again and again if you'd like. Alright, clue number 4 says to stamp a small sentiment. You could do an image as well. So this should say a small sentiment or image on white or vanilla scrap, and then punch it out or die cut it. Okay? So you're going to do either a small sentiment or a small image, and then you're going to punch or die cut it out. So that one may take another minute or two. And if you want to color it, if the image or sentiment requires coloring, you can go ahead and do that now as well. And I'll give you a little extra time. If you're just tuning in, you're not going to be able to stop and rewind me just yet because I'm live right now. If it's just after 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, May 6th, we are still live. You should see a red live button up in the left corner if you're watching this right now. If you're watching on the replay, there will not be a red live button. So if you're coming back later to watch the replay, you'll be able to pause and rewind and fast forward and all of that if you want to. But as long as the red live button is going, you're going to have to wait until I'm off the air because I'm live and in person. Alright, stamping a small sentiment or image on white or vanilla scrap. Punch out or die cut that piece. And when you're finished, you can type done in the comments so that I know to move on. The UPS man just dropped another Stampin' Up! Package off at my door a little bit ago, and my husband now lovingly refers to him as the Brown Santa Claus, and we know him by first name now, so it's getting real and getting serious when you know your UPS man's first name. And he's a wonderful man, very nice, very sweet. And I had made a card and a little treat box for him several weeks ago when all of this Coronacation stuff first really took off. And he had come back a couple of days later, of course, with another Stampin' Up! Package because I'm awful like that. And had said that he had enjoyed all of the chocolate that was in the box. So I'm assuming that he is very much like my husband and devours all the chocolate in one sitting. So I may have to put another little treat box out again soon because, you know, the big brown box comes to the house somewhat often lately with Stampin' Up! Boxes, which I'm super excited about because some of those things are for kits, class projects, classes to go, and different make and takes and projects and stuff that I can share with you guys. And then soon, some of that stuff will be things from the brand new 2020 and 2021 catalog, which I'll be really excited to get. I placed the order right off the bat first thing yesterday morning. Gosh, my days are kind of confusing. Anyway, so hopefully it will be packed up and ready to ship to me very soon, and then I'll be able to do an unboxing video with you so that you can see all the new fabulous stuff that's coming in and things to look forward to in the next month, which is super exciting. All right, clue number 4. Small sentiment or image stamped on that white or vanilla scrap, and then have it punched out or die cut, whichever you're doing, and color it in if you want to color it in. I'll give you just another second or two, but if you're already done, go ahead and type done in the comments so that I know you're finished. And we'll move on to clue number 5. You're still waiting for an order to ship, Julie? It does take a little while. It took quite a while for my last order. So I know that Stampin' Up is kind of firing on 4 of their 8 cylinders right now. So it's taken quite a bit longer for things to get done, with them trying to keep and maintain their social distancing as well so that they can stay open. So, yeah, I know it kind of is a bummer. I hate waiting. I'm such an impatient person. But I am glad that they're doing what they can to be able to stay open, though, because I'd rather it take just a little bit longer than for them to shut down completely. So, I know they're doing their best at least. All right, moving on from clue number 4 to clue number 5. Clue number 5 says attach the 2 3/8 inch by 2 1/8 inch DSP to the other side of the 2.5 inch by 8.5 inch cardstock. So you've already put the white panel down on one side. This 2 3/8 by 2 1/8 inch piece is going to go on the opposite side, meaning flip it over, not from this end to this end, but flip it over. So if you've got the card strip folded in half, pretend like that white panel is the inside of your card, and this DSP would go on the outside. Now I'm sure that you've noticed that the 2 little DSP rectangles are just slightly different in size. So be sure you get the right one. And put it on the other side of that cardstock. In my order this afternoon, I got a couple of snail adhesive refills to hold me over until the brand new adhesive comes out next month. Hint, hint, wink, wink. There's going to be a new adhesive style coming out. Most of you have seen the retirement list at this point, so you've seen that snail is going away. And I'm sad about it, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what this new adhesive is like. It's supposed to be new and improved, which is fabulous. So we shall see. But meanwhile, I figured I had better get a couple of adhesive refills to hold me over. You know, all this more time at home means more crafting time, at least in theory. So I'm going through more adhesive than I may have otherwise gone through. So I needed to get some of that. And then I got some new ribbon. So just enough to hold me over, you know how it is. You can't run out. There are certain things, certain staples that a person's got to have in their crafting studio, and adhesive and ribbon are easily at the top of that list. Alright, so once you have finished this one, type in done in the comments, and we will move along to the next clue. So attach your 2 3/8 by 2 1/8 inch DSP to the other side of your 2.5 by 8.5 inch panel. Alrighty. Give it just another second, and then I will move on to clue number 6. Alright. Clue number 6. Stamp the larger sentiment or image onto a scrap of white or vanilla cardstock and punch or die cut it out. So now we're doing a larger sentiment or image. Stamp it, color it if you want to, and then die cut it out or punch it out. And be sure to type done in the comments when you're finished. What are you thinking so far? How's it going? Are we still doing good? Hi, dude. Hey, buddy. Oh. Sorry about that. My fur baby came in to say hello, and he gets excited and his tail starts wagging and he's thwacking the chairs. Hey there, buddy. He's my crafting helper. Is that right, dude? Yeah. Alright. So stamp the larger sentiment or image onto a scrap of white or vanilla cardstock and punch or die cut it out, and go ahead and color it in if you need to. And then be sure to type done in the comments when you are finished. I need to find like Jeopardy music to play in the background, right? So while we're all feverishly working on our card projects, we can hear the do 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 do. We were just watching Jeopardy, and Alex is getting a little white on top. It's been a minute since I've seen Jeopardy, so he looks a bit different than the last time I saw him. I reckon I probably do too. It was so funny because this fellow was Jeopardy round, and this guy hit both of the double Jeopardy ones, and oh yeah, get Hannah to record it on her flute. That's a good idea. This guy hit both of the double Jeopardy, you know, the bubbles, the quiz bubbles, and he was just betting it all. He's like, oh, what the heck, just take it all. And they were giving him a hard time about it, but I thought, what gumption, what courage. He lost it both times. He lost everything. But he was there having fun. It was great. Alright, so when you're finished, type done, stamp the larger sentiment or image onto the scrap of white or vanilla cardstock and punch or die cut it out and color it if you need to. And I'll give you just another second, and then I'll move on to the next clue. I can't wait to see your projects. Hey, Miss Sherry, how's it going, darling? I'm so glad you're here. Are you going to come and hang out with us for a little bit? Okay, clue number 7. I do this random weird singing thing that I'm sure people would wish I would quit, but I'm not going to because I'm happy. Happy girl. Alright, clue number 7. Punch or die cut a scrap of colored cardstock to layer behind your larger sentiment or image piece. So you should have a scrap of cardstock that you've brought in that coordinates with your colors that you're going to punch or die cut and put behind your sentiment piece. Okay? So this is for the bigger sentiment or image piece. Oh, I miss hanging out with you too. I can't wait for all this nonsense to be over so we can do some get-together stuff for real, serious business. Panther Creek is absolutely gorgeous. It has incredible facilities and hookups and place for your big wagon, you know, and it has amazing views. It is spectacular. I can't wait to show it to you. I'm sure that you guys are going to love it. Of course, you're also welcome to park that big wagon at our place, but if you want it to be on a campground, Panther Creek is definitely the place to go. So, alright. This is your scrap of colored cardstock background on your large sentiment or image piece. So, when you get that piece done, go ahead and type done in the comments. Yes, real hugs. You know it's so hard. Southern folks hug. And not to be able to touch at all, shake hands, hug, or anything. No high fives, no tap on the backs, no nothing. It's rough. Even the fellas are struggling, you know. They're like, man, I can't give a good handshake either. It's tough times, man. I remember who it was I was talking to. Oh, yes. Hannah, or not Hannah, Shyler, our oldest girl, was in ROTC through middle school and high school. And her commander, her senior officer, anyway, he was in Lowe's. He was at Lowe's. I think he was coming out of Lowe's. Anyway, it's been a bit. And he was saying how, you know, folks from the north, they just don't understand that down here we like to hug. And when this is all over with, somebody's going to put a big caution tape up saying, don't go down there. Those folks haven't hugged in months and they are getting it on. And so we were talking about all the hugs that were going to be happening. I said, yeah, that caution tape's going to go right across the top of the Mason-Dixon line. So that way they know, and there's just going to be people standing there saying, hold up now, there's hugging going on down there. You have to go get the, wait, what? Hold on. Yes. Tell Mr. Darrell he is funny. Ha ha ha. All right. Clue number 7 is done. We're going to move along to clue number 8. Adhere the remaining piece of DSP to the back side of the 2.5 by 8.5 inch strip of cardstock. So there should be one piece of designer series paper left, and you're going to put it on the back side of that 2.5 by 8.5 inch piece of cardstock and type done when you're finished. Miss Sherry Hugfest. Yes! Mr. Turtle. Absolutely. Oh, goodness. It'll be really nice to be able to interact with people in more than just a 6 to 8 foot radius. I've had a couple of my hostess girls over to pick up their orders, and we sit and chat for a little bit, and we make a big circle with 6 to 8 feet around either way so that we can maintain social distancing. But it's not more than 6 of us all together anyway, so we're fine. But we do behave. We're very cautious and maintain our social distancing, but it's really nice that one day a month now so far when we've gotten together, it's just been amazing to be able to just hang out and visit. It's been wonderful. Oh, that's so great, Sherry. I love it. Hannah still has hers on too, so they have matching turtles. All right. Adhere that remaining piece of designer series paper to the back side of the 2.5 by 8.5 inch strip of cardstock, and then type done when you're finished. Miss Sherry, there's someone on Facebook and YouTube. I don't think that she does as much on YouTube as she does on Facebook, but you definitely should do a search of her and watch some of her videos. She's another Southern girl, and she is hilarious. She is absolutely amazing. I love her. Like we're sisters from another mister. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. Anyway, if you search the Wanelda Diaries, and I believe it's WANELDA, Wanelda, I think that's right. Anyway, I think that's right. So search the Wanelda Diaries, and you'll see her. She's a real cute blonde lady. Sometimes she wears a ball cap, sometimes she doesn't. She's got kind of shoulder-length short hair. She is hilarious. You'll love her. All right, done. This one was an easy one, so we're going to move on to clue number 9. All right. Layer the larger sentiment or image onto its cardstock layer. We already did that. Oh, this one, hold on. This is for, no it's not. We already did that. Oh, Julie, you know who she is? Yes, she is hilarious. I love her to death. And I went on and looked, and she has a YouTube channel too. But her last post was like March 9th or something. So, and I think that she's done Facebook videos since then. But she's hilarious. I love her. Yep, I think that's the one, Miss Sherry. All right, clue number 10. We skipped over clue number 9 because we already layered the two together. I already had you do it all at once. So clue number 10, you're going to attach the 4 1/8 inch section of that 2.5 by 8.5 inch strip. The 4 1/8 by 2 1/2 section is the piece that you're going to attach to the front of the 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece of cardstock. All right. So basically, you're going to attach that long strip to the card panel. Okay. So I will let you do that and type done when you're finished. Those are cute. Hannah's showing off her fuzzy socks. She loves fuzzy socks. Yes, Miss Winelda is incredibly funny. She talks about her kids, and I think, Lord love ya, I know exactly how you feel. And she talks about her husband and how he does these things, and I think, sister, I'm right there with you. She is something else. She's funny. She knows her stuff, though. Real life stuff. Real life stuff. Oh my goodness. I love you too, darling. You have a good one. You did have it. I will get in touch with you, dear. I've been running kind of ragged today. I knew you were having it, so I hope everything went well. And I'll shoot you a message here in a bit when I get done with this, and I'll talk to you later, okay? I love you. I miss you. I'll talk to you later. All right, clue number 10. Attach that long strip to the front of that 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece of cardstock and type done when you are finished. We are almost done, folks. Almost done. I sure will give them hugs for you, love. Talk to you later. We're almost done. I can't wait to see your projects. Are they coming together well? Do you love them? I hope so. Remember that once the video is done and it posts to the group page as a regular video, be sure to come back and comment a picture of your completed project so that I can see, and I'll be sure to share a picture of mine so that you can see, and we'll all enjoy each other's fabulous projects. All right. Okay, once you have attached that 2.5 inch by 8.5 inch strip of cardstock to your 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch panel, comment done so that I know you're finished. Hey, Hannah. No, they're working on their clues. Would you take those upstairs, please? Wipey cloths. Like nail polish remover. I don't think they're moist ones. I think that you have to put stuff on them. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So once you've attached your 2.5 by 8.5 inch panel to, or 8.5 inch strip to your 5.5 by 4.25 inch panel, type done. And we will move on to clue number 11. We are almost finished with our project. Alright, and now I know what clue number 9 was supposed to say. Alright, and it's okay, this can still be in the same order. Alright, now you're going to attach the small sentiment or image onto the white layer that's on the long strip. And you're going to attach it with dimensionals approximately 1 inch from the edge. Okay, I'm going to say that again. And I'm going to get rid of this. Layer your small sentiment or image with dimensionals onto the white strip of cardstock approximately 1 inch from the edge. Okay. So take your smaller stamped sentiment or image and put it on dimensionals. Layer it onto the white cardstock approximately 1 inch from the bottom. That was a little confusing. Okay, so if this is that 2.5 by 8.5 inch strip of cardstock, right? And you've put your white piece of cardstock on this 4 1/4 inch section, right? If you have your white paper on here, you'll take your sentiment or image, your small one, put dimensionals on the back, and then stick it up approximately 1 inch from the edge. So it should sit right about there. Okay. Did that make a little bit more sense? This one's kind of a little, maybe a little bit of a tricky step without being able to see it. Let me see if I've got... Okay, good. I'm glad that made sense. I wasn't sure if I was making much sense. Okay. Oh, I cut that one a little bit too long. Well, I don't need to if you've got this. I think it's good now at this point. Alright, so you've got your small sentiment or image popped up on dimensionals, layered about 1 inch from the bottom of your cardstock, right? Okay. When you're finished, type done. Alrighty. Okay. Clue number 11. Attach the larger sentiment or image piece to the lower section of the front of that 2.5 by 8.5 inch strip of cardstock. So when you've got it folded over, it's attached to the 5.5 by 4.25 base. It has 2 segments on the front. You're going to attach your larger sentiment or image piece so that it's only attached to the bottom section. Now you can overlap, let me get my cardstock here. You can overlap both sides if you want to, but you only want it to be attached to the bottom section, not the top section. Alright, just the bottom section. So when you're attaching your larger piece, you want to attach it to the bottom section only, and it can hang over the top piece if you want it to, but it needs to only attach to the bottom piece. Alright, and once you get that finished, type done so I know you're done. You're only attaching it to the bottom section of that 2-section piece. It can hang over the top one, but it can only attach to the bottom. That's okay. It can hang over, Julie. It just has to only attach to the bottom. Alright. Give it just another moment. So you want to attach your larger sentiment or image piece to the lower section of your front piece. So it can hang over both sections, but it can only be attached to the bottom section. Now that you've done that, you should be able to hold up this section with the smaller image you popped up here on this panel. Perfect. Awesome. All right. So your last and final clue is to embellish your card however you would like. Congratulations! You've solved the mystery. I hope that you enjoyed today's card project. How did it go? Do you like your project? I hope it turned out fabulous and just how you want it to. I'm sure it did. It's absolutely gorgeous. Everyone's projects are going to be different, and that is one of the wonderful things about mystery stamping. Are you ready to see mine? Alright, so I have had a full-on fascination with the Ornate Garden Suite that's coming out in the new catalog. And this is my project. Does yours look like mine? Does it look different? I actually hope it looks different. I can't wait to see what everyone's projects look like. Alright friends, I hope that you enjoyed today's mystery stamping. And remember that this will save to our group. So you're welcome to go back and replay the video anytime you want. And of course you can go back and make more cards again now that you know what it looks like. And I'd love for you to post those as comments down below the video so that we can all see what your project looks like. As soon as I finish this video, I'm going to go over and I'm going to save my project as well so that you'll be able to see mine. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's completed projects. Thank you all so much for watching today. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. Be sure to tune in next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see you then for another episode of Mystery Stamping. Until next time, bye for now.